Good afternoon, everyone. Almost weekend. Almost weekend. For me, at least. For you, I hope it's already weekend. How is everyone? So, tonight, to this afternoon, with a little bit of sadness in my heart after um, how it's been, I think, since 2017, we had to finally do the inevitable, and we started bankruptcy proceedings for Shape Robotics Romania. Unfortunately, this is the only way we can recover the loss, the loss of value. Is It's a procedure that was requested by me as a company director, um, which we became during the after the unlawful bankruptcy, and of course, it cannot be overruled with the current bankruptcy as it's not yet recognized in Romania and will not be recognized in Romania. So we started the bankruptcy proceedings. That means that beginning of Monday, Shape Robotics Romania is under reconstruction. This is not the same as in Denmark. It will become a plan of reconstruction. And in the next 14 days, together with the special administrator, special director that takes over, I will still remain in charge. We will look at the first of all, we need to look why the company has went bankrupt. I think everybody knows that. I mean, insolvent. It's the correct way. So don't compare it with the insolvent bankruptcy law in Denmark. This is reconstruction from the beginning. We will look at the reason why it became insolvent, and of course, we will start immediate procedure to recuperate every lost penny from the reason, which you all know already. The reason is the bankruptcy uh, of Shape Robotics Denmark and the 59 days of unlawful management from Thais and the disaster that he has uh, uh, he has created. It's why sadness seems good since it's a reconstruction. Wouldn't this help the Danish case? No, it helps a lot the Danish case. It's sad for me personally because um, yeah, the Romanian court agreed for reconstruction. Yes, the it is sad for me personally because it's my work, my family's work that has been part of this journey. With hundreds of thousands of students are not benefiting from the solutions that we have promoted in the country, the robots. It's hopefully through this reconstruction we will be able to fix this. So for the shareholders, for the investors, is for sure a good news. For Thais is a beginning of the end. It's the end of his career. He chose to do this. He will pay for it. It's just a matter of time. Um, what Hi, Claudio? Restructuring. What do you mean restructuring? So it's basically the only way we can get back the value. Yeah. Now you're saying, Claudio, restructuring is the way in Romanian it's called. Reconstruction is the Danish equivalent, and probably Marcel, being a foreigner, is using that, but they are equivalent. So reconstruction and restructuring are the same thing. But the company is not going anywhere. Still, don't understand. It's better than the current situation. For sure, it's better than the current situation. So, or the current situation has been much better since we won the appeal in the High Court. So, yeah, it is one necessary step forward for us to proceed. I also have submitted today the documents for the court case against Finance officially. So they were translated and submitted by the court. So we will have a court date soon. Also on that, slowly but surely, we became the main actors in this. It's under our own control. So it is. It is for sure a good news for everybody, but of course I have to keep my personal let's say, depression about the situation because I didn't want it to happen. It was forced. I had no other option to recover, so we had to move forward and to try to rebuild somehow. Now, this is what I wanted to report. I don't want to keep you. It's Friday. I will just go again and comment a little bit on some of the topics that we have commented also on Nordnet in the last uh, 2 days. Let me just open the website because I think it's important to have some updates here. I did something today, which I think that is decent and it's in line with what um, I was requested by some of the viewers here. Was to give an opportunity for uh, some of the fake accounts that, or some of the not fake accounts, troll accounts that do not have an identity when talking about Shape Robotics, or we don't know if they're interested parties, we don't know if they have shares, or they're just trying to flood the zone. I gave the greatest hater of them all, called Progression account. I don't know the name of the person, and I don't know if it's a lady or it's a man. I have no idea if it's one person or it's just a troll account. I gave the chance to have 1v1 with me in a live event. That would be the most important um, democratic procedure available, to have a dialogue. And for that reason, I have posted, and I will read what I've posted. It's let me share the screen. It's here. So I just asked the direct 1v1, me versus Progression. Show me that you got the cojones, bro. I'll give you the chance to have a 1v1. And Progression has answered this account again. We don't know who behind it and anything. To Jorgen and to Karsten, our followers, give you the best guesses to why I should enter into a dialogue with someone who calls you an idiot when he is pressured. Do you think my integrity weighs more heavily? Jorgen, how is your reading of the bankruptcy law going? And do you have any comments on Mark Parser's recognition that he has not complied with MAR? Is it a bit paradoxical? Uh, then it continues. Peter, who is one of our supporters, don't you want answer to your questions and call out Mark for being a liar? Peter Progression answers that I never called Mark a liar. Then it continues that the pedantry runs again. You have indicated almost everything in relation to Mark. Here's Mark's answer. Of course, I answered that troll account refused my 1v1. Again, I'm just reopening this invitation. I will talk to anybody who's willing to have a direct discussion face to face on live camera, to have an identity and to discuss about this case. This case is one of the most important cases in Denmark at this moment, most likely the most important cases. It's a case that for sure will change the law in Denmark. It's full of even Progression account has recognized the fact that the TICE has breached MAR. He tries to say it in such a way that we have breached MAR, but I repeat to everybody watching here that this is not the same scenario, because what I have said always was that market abuse regulations apply to facts that to withholding information or to using asymmetrical information. It doesn't mean that you should disclose information that is not yet factual. So what TICE has done compared to the level of information some accounts claim that was not disclosed by Shape Robotics management in the last years is totally different, because in some situations maybe there was a breach of MAR also from the former management of Shape. I can accept that in some situation could have been done better, but for sure what we need to align and understand, all of us, is that what is happening right now, it's absolutely clear. And I give you just a simple example. TICE has canceled the EGM, and we are asking why. Where do we see if TICE has canceled the EGM? Exactly, he didn't confirm or showed us anything. So 1v1, 1v2, 1v3, whatever is the format, please um, let me know. Whoever wants to have a meaningful discussion, let's have a talk. In the meantime, we also have submitted to bailiff court the claim that was the basis of the opening of the reconstruction in Denmark, a claim that was considered to lack clarity by the McDonald's court, fast forward decision making court in the maritime court that has proven to make so many mistakes. Will the appeal, the High Court will receive next week an official Brussels 1B form, which is basically international recognition and European recognition of the claim that was refused to open the reconstruction. So the reconstruction will be open. There is no way to stop that. So we will do whatever is necessary legally to move forward. As soon as I have this form and decision, I will make it public. We're moving very fast with opening new avenues of uh, defense in our case, because I'm defending the interests of the creditors. Our advantage is that we have a better understanding of the playground and a better understanding of the structure of the company. I remind everybody that in any normal bankruptcy, for instance, or restructuring in Denmark, there is a relationship between the former management and the appointed liquidator, curator, trustee. In our case, it was a hostile situation, which I didn't start. It was started by Thijs. I have never received one phone call from him. He never tried to figure out whether he should protect or try to do something with the company. Zero dialogue, bullying. So I come from Romania. We have eaten bullies for breakfast in our while we were growing up. So um, I guess Thijs will learn his lesson. He has to learn it. It's an educational thing. We have all the uh, reasons to make this a very educational campaign. He will learn that it's not okay to mess with people that have put their soul and heart into a company. And of course, like I said, I have already won. I won this the moment the bankruptcy was annulled. So now it's just an aftermath on how to protect the interest and to recuperate the money for the shareholders. I would say that, just to give you a timeline for everybody to have some idea, we will start having very good clarity, in my opinion, about the situation in the next 3 to 4 weeks. 3 to 4 weeks, we will have a plan that takes shape and form with multiple avenues of defense. Like I said, for us, we have the advantage that we don't need to put lawyers at work for this. We go under protection of governmental agencies. We go under protection of institutions that are here built to defend the interests of citizen and creditors. So Thijs will have to put a ton of lawyers to fight 6 or 7 complaints that he will receive from different territories across Europe in the next weeks. Of course, he has the protection of the fact that the law of bankruptcy is not recognized from other countries to Denmark and vice versa. But here is not about that. It's about the fact that there is a huge advantage. We have the European enforcement protocols, and with Article 1 bis, Brussels 1 bis, that's very big advantage, because that means that our enforcement orders and the direct claims will be recognized by the courts in Denmark. So it's not about bankruptcy, it's about civil and commercial cases. Like I said, there is somebody to blame about the unlawful bankruptcy, and I remind everybody here that we have unfortunately been the victim of an unlawful bankruptcy procedure. It has nothing to do with the fact I've seen some very weird, very strange kind of circular let's say explanations about why Shape Robotics is in bankruptcy today and how it should be in bankruptcy and so on and so forth. I remind everybody that the law has spoken, and it said very clearly Shape Robotics was declared bankrupt at the beginning of January in an unlawful way. We have never had the chance to defend ourselves. We have never had the chance, and it was ordered by the High Court and was given for us the opportunity from the High Court side to um, to defend to defend ourselves in a new court date. So it's absolutely fabulous how we have this uh, more or less uh, enforcement of different or let's say conflictual decisions from different courts, and the victim is Shape Robotics, and the more important part is that the victim is um, the shareholder itself. And of course, Thijs has said during the reconstruction request that we had that there should be an external factor to support the reconstruction. Yeah, but he forgets that this is a publicly listed company and we have the external factor. So unfortunately, I need to explain to people that are just reading bankruptcy decrees that lawyers are not the ones that should run bankruptcies. And this is again a issue which is only in Denmark, in Europe, where you have lawyers running purely the bankruptcy. You have to have business and accountant people running bankruptcy procedures or reconstruction procedures. My Romanian followers know that there are specialists that are running these things that have experience running business. A lawyer has absolutely zero experience in running businesses. So I've seen the track record of Thijs. His experience in running a business is absolutely nil. He just been an administrator of one of the offices in Kroman Roymert. So he has. This is absurd. There's nowhere in this world where you just put lawyers. He's just put there to close companies, not to try to protect assets and to liquidate fast, which is unfortunately a problem of the system, and we cannot just um, talk about that forever. I'm just trying to remind everybody the reality here. Hi, Jorgen. So we have um, a large front opened here with different angles of attack. All of them lead to the same situation, meaning that Shape Robotics will be um, hopefully sooner than later will be restructured. Values will be extracted, and those that really want us dead by this circular logic that we should be bankrupt because we didn't pay our bills in time, and that's the reason why we received the bankruptcy claims, ergo we should be bankrupt. I remind them that this is absolutely against the investors community and against the norm that requires the minimum level of courage for an investor to go and to put money into a startup in Denmark should be much higher when taking in consideration that the company can be directly bankrupted without from an employee's unpaid one salary or something like that. So it is absurd. It is a dangerous place to be as a country when it comes to innovation. That's why Denmark is not really innovating compared to other countries in the Nordics area. For sure, this is an issue. You see many companies failing. 99%, I think, of the companies on First North have failed. So many systemical problems. Hopefully, Shape will be the opportunity for things to change. It's the good thing is it's a very visible case. It is a case that has all the necessary ingredients, and the party that doesn't bow down to pressure, that is not really pressure. It's more like how it's called, tilid or whatever, trust. I have nothing to offer to Denmark. Denmark has nothing to offer to me. I'm just an European citizen that tries to um, support a dream and a business case, a startup case that has proven to be strong. We have been a victim of external pressure. We have also made mistakes, but mistakes are normal for us, not so normal for companies like Carnegie. I just remind everybody that I see this kind of a vibe that Lars Stockholm has received a reprimand, and it's not so bad. Lars Stockholm is the most important analyst in Denmark. If this guy is trading for his friends on puny shares of Shape Robotics, it means that he's a full-fledged criminal. So the guy does this for a living. So everything that he has touched most likely is full of shit. So let's be honest to one another and to try to look at things how they are. The same with this uh, uh, situation with the market abuse. Of course, we will see probably a reprimand against Thais. Kronman Reumert is one of the biggest advisors in MAR in Denmark, if not the biggest, and they're doing what they're doing. So it's not okay. Questions? No questions for me? I'm listening. If there are no questions, it means that I have satisfied your curiosities. Uh, and weekend. What about weekend, Karsten? Or are you wishing me a good weekend? If Thais would be out for a beer, would you join? Marcel says, yes, of course I would join. I'm a grown up, guys. Um, Even in the situation with progression, I call the idiot the account. I don't call the person because I don't even know who the person is and who's behind this. And in relationship to Thais, I can call him however I want. It's a freedom of speech. I can call because these are the actions that he proves. If the guy chooses to change things and to have a meaningful discussion, of course I'm up for a discussion, like every sane individual. But for Thais and for other people, they think that I'm crazy. That's why I have this WildCEO. But I'm not crazy at all. I'm just coming from another world, from another place where things have meaning and where people think and think a lot about the rule sets and they try to understand what is good and what is bad for their collective and their group. They just don't go blindly following some rules that were not designed to address our situations. Look at the situation we are in right now. It's a failure of the system. Aha, so you're wishing me what do you agree, Karsten? You agree that there is a failure of the system? I think that it honestly it comes as I will tell you my honest opinion, just like a small talk about me, how I saw Denmark from outside. I think Denmark is a very interesting place to live and to work as an employee. It offers you a lot of protection. It offers you a lot of good things as an employee. of course, it creates a stable and predictable environment, which is something that uh, a lot of countries lack, especially Eastern, Central, Eastern European countries. But it also creates a sort of a numbness. People are just numb. They do not want to fight. They do not want to really speak up. And it's Karsten, apologize. I will be very direct with you. Also, you are. I can see that you're sometimes very pissed when some people are ranting about nonsense on different forums, and you just keep your mild demeanor. I think that's a little bit of spiciness, a little bit of Latin blood, a little bit of fighting spirit is required, because the society has frozen somewhere. The society is frozen in the middle of an island. It has a lot of insular, or I don't know how to translate it, island like behaviors, isolated uh, from things, and it has this order public, these ideas of how to keep order when you need chaos. Chaos is crucial. This is the engine of growth, chaos. These situations where you move forward, when we are discussing problems, systematic problems about how the hell in 2026 a court listens for 5 minutes, doesn't look at anything, and declares bankrupt a company without giving it the chance to defend itself, and a publicly listed company. Imagine one thing. What if, and we leave it like that as a train of thought, this is a publicly listed company trading with 4,800 plus shareholders. What was the problem for the court in a very digitalized nation to just send a letter to NASDAQ requiring them to post on their website publicly that we are in process of bankruptcy with XYZ? To give you an example, in Romania, which is not a civilized country compared to the standards of Denmark, I can accept that. You see every court dates, everything, you see it on the public website, especially for publicly listed companies, they are synchronized. You see every claim, everything there. It's like a jail here. How do you solve such a situation? And it's happening because you have digitalized so much the society with this meat idea and everything that you stopped thinking. And it's, I don't know. I would recommend the book for the weekend for those followers of our. It's called The Future War. It's by Joe Haldeman. It's one of the most interesting sci-fi futuristic kind of books about the potential Earth, and it looks Denmark is on that trajectory. I really recommend this read. It's called The Future War. I'm putting it here. I don't know. Has anybody read it? What do you think? Valentins has been living in Denmark for 20 years, and I kind of agree with your view on it. What do you agree with? Or what you disagree? So have you read it, Marcel, The Future War? Yeah, I would recommend you read it in full. It's there are two books. Future War and Forever Peace, I think, is the second one, and it's like it looks very much with this kind of a society where things have evolved so much that the innovation got frozen, things got stuck. Um, Besides Ozempic, uh, what is there to see right now. And it's unfortunately because there are so many bright people that I've met in Denmark, and also read some information from the university. People don't want to speak up; they are just blocked in protecting their way of thinking, and it's just they fail to see mistakes in front of themselves. And this is a very interesting example, because, for instance, if you look at the newspapers and the way, I think Claudio has worked for many years in media, he knows that. So the newspapers have made a mockery out of myself through this character assassination campaign that no European country would have allowed it to happen. So it happened in the Danish media, and it became the rule of law. Even in the court files from Borsen were used that were not even that bad. But it's like you are clinging to things that you trust, and you try to translate those things into reality. Is not good at all. I don't want to sound rude or in any way disrespectful, and that's one of the reasons that I don't have a problem meeting with Thais, because I truly believe he thinks I'm crazy. He thinks I'm crazy. Okay, but I also get a lot uh, of this craziness from other places, and in the end, it shows that I'm right. Well, you have to try. You have to give it a try. Every time in life, you have to try. There are challenges that we as men receive, and we have to try. I believe firmly that the company has been the victim of a breach in the system. And easily and steadily, I'm one guy with the community here. We are many already. That's why I talk with we, and together we can build something that could help others and, of course, help ourselves in this process. We could have just said, forget about shape. I go to vacation. I'm tired. Makes sense? I don't know. What do you think? Or I made you fall asleep? If I made you fall asleep, I will let you sleep. I made a little bit of poetry. I wish you a good, relaxing weekend. Please watch tomorrow the Netflix Gina Carano against Ronda Rousey, or what's this stupid shows on US. And we won. We already won. Like I said, it's just a matter of time. I really feel that things take a very positive direction, even if we might sound that we are losing. And I'm not crazy. I guarantee you, I'm not crazy. Have a good one, guys.